All right, so today we're going to be talking about inferencing. We've talked a little bit about this topic before, this way of reading before, but I want you guys to tell me when you hear the word inference or inferencing, what do you know? Hudson.
I know that you have to look at the text and use your background knowledge about what the clues in the text says, because it's not going to be right there.
Yep, exactly. So you're going to look at your background knowledge about the clues. Troy, what do you think?
It's like estimating what you think will happen.
Okay, taking a guess.
Like in a book.
About what you think might happen in a book. Julia?
You know how inferencing is where you basically, it doesn't give you the answer, but you use the clues around you to figure out the answer, and either figure it out or make a guess on what you think it is by using the clues around you.
Awesome.
And Cooper, what do you think?
Like if in a movie there's a person that looks scared, they don't say I'm scared, but you can tell that their emotions show they're scared.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so inferencing is a skill that you not only use in reading, but you use in everyday life, right? You're using clues and your background knowledge to kind of come up with how people are thinking. Sometimes you'll read a story and you have to use your clues and background knowledge to come up with what might be happening in the story, okay? It's the ability to be able to deduce and to conclude using evidence from a text. So you're taking evidence and you're trying to come up with an answer, and the answer might not be directly stated in the text, okay? An example of when people use inferencing skills is when you've got, when you have someone solving a crime, okay? And they're solving a crime and they're trying to figure out who committed the crime, right? And so a detective might analyze all the evidence, and then they use the evidence and they also activate their prior knowledge. So what do they already know about the scenario? And how can they come up with the answer to who solved the crime? Troy, did you have something to add to that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You also use, like Cooper mentioned, you also use inferencing in your everyday life, right? So when you're watching a movie, okay, and you see someone who looks upset, they might not directly state they're upset, but they'll show it on their face. Sometimes the music will show that they're upset, and that's how you can make an inference about how they're feeling. Troy, do you want to add something to that?
Like if someone feels scared, they wouldn't, like Cooper said, they wouldn't say I'm scared. You could tell from their face or maybe the change in tone.
Exactly, okay? So that is a perfect segue into this video clip that we're going to watch. So we're going to watch a clip from the movie Madagascar. How many of you have seen that movie before? Awesome. And how many of you know the character King Julian and Mort? Okay, so King Julian and Mort are in this clip. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to use clues from the clip. It could be the music, it could be their facial expressions, it could be the colors in the movie, and you're going to have to figure out how King Julian and Mort are actually feeling in the clip. Troy, would you be able to go get the lights for me? Thank you. So if I turn it this way, will you all be able to see? Avery, can you see it?
Can you turn it a little?
Thanks. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is not first class.
Definitely, coach.
Mark, stop it.
What'd you guys think?
I could tell they were scared.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Troy, can you turn the light on? So, what do you think? Let's talk about King, Julian, and Mort. How were they feeling, and how do you know? So, what can you infer? What do you think that King Julian and Mort were actually feeling in the clip? Lulu.
Scared.
So you think that they were feeling scared, right? So we can infer that they were feeling scared. And what clues from the video kind of gave the hint that they were feeling scared? Cooper.
Their eyes bulged out and they were like, ah, and backing up.
Bulging eyes. Okay, they were backing away.
Can we write this down?
You don't have to write it down. They were backing away. What else? Olivia?
They were kind of like heavy breathing.
Okay, breathing heavily. That's good. Troy?
You could hear like something in their voice that made it seem like they were nervous.
So their voices were trembling, right? Anything else? Hudson?
It was like very dark and like you could like see them like all like huddling up like and they were like shivering.
Okay, so they were huddling closely.
Yeah. And like the picture was like pitch black kind of.
Okay, so this is what the characters were doing, right? So they were acting fearful. Did they ever say that I'm scared?
No.
No. But you could infer based on these clues that they were scared. What else other than how they looked? Think about the music. Think about the setting. How did the music and the setting show that it was like a scary scene? Cooper.
They were like in a closed in like box almost, so it was like when they saw in the dark like eyes it looked like it was kind of scary to them and they would like look all around the room and be like ah.
So they saw dark. So they saw the red eyes, right?
Yeah, and also
Red.
the music made it like seem scarier. Yeah.
The red eyes peered in the darkness, right? Okay. Let's think about the music a bit. What do we know about that kind of music? So this is prior knowledge. When you hear music like that, what does it sound like?
So normally it would mean like something scary is about to happen.
Yeah.
Like a jump scare or something.
So the music is creepy, right? It's creepy, and we know that it means something scary is going to happen, right? All right. Okay. What else do we know about the setting? Hudson.
It was like very dark, and then like there was like broken glass.
Dark and enclosed space, right?
Yeah.
There was broken glass.
Yeah, sharp glass. Like did you see it in that?
There's like bones on the floor.
Broken
And there was
bones,
like a little like circle
There's,
that
like,
had like
scratches on the
glass.
It looked
scratches on the walls, yeah.
It looks like a creepy like interior of a box.
And we know when we see this, that it's a scary place, right? Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit. Was King Julian scared the entire time? No. What else was he feeling other than fear? Cooper.
at the end he kind of like was in love with the bear. Like,
So when he finally saw the what was behind the red eyes coming out, what actually was it?
it was a bear. With
Yeah.
Like a pink,
Like a ballerina.
Yeah.
It was a bear with a pink tutu, right?
Yeah.
And it was riding what?
Tricycle.
A unicycle,
Oh, unicycle.
right? And so when King Julian saw the bear, what was his immediate reaction?
Oh.
Hudson?
He just like his eyes were like bulging out.
Yeah, so instead of eyes bulging in fear, his eyes were bulging with
Excitement.
excitement, and King Julian fell in love.
Adornment.
So King Julian is in love.
Adornment, like.
Okay, so we can infer that King Julian is in love because his eyes were bulging.
But it says eyes were bulging at the top.
Bulging with excitement, right?
In awe.
Excitement and awe.
I think you might have spelled bulging wrong.
Okay. Sorry, I'll fix that. Thanks for catching that, Troy. So his eyes were bulging with excitement and love. What else? What changes in terms of the tone or the music?
Well, the lighting was kind of different. She had like a pink light.
Yeah, there was more light, right?
Like brighter.
Yeah.
Brighter light.
It was all in like slow motion.
So we know when you see brighter light, tells us what? Brighter light and slow motion, right?
It's like something like maybe happy can happen, not like scary or.
Yeah. Okay. So brighter light, the music changes. How does the music change?
Oh.
Hudson.
It got like, it was like kind of like, I don't know, it was like more like happy music and like.
It's more calm
Yeah.
and more peaceful. And King Julian gets on the bear's back, and what does he say to the bear?
He says your hair is very, or you have a lot of hair on your back.
Yeah, you have a lot of hair on your back. And was he meaning that in a bad way or a mean way? No, he was saying it in a loving way, right? Avery.
Like the way he was talking, like when he was talking before, his voice seemed like scared. But when he was talking like after, it would sound like happy.
Exactly. He sounded happy and he was in love. So we know when we see, when we watch this, that King Julian feels scared, and he goes from being fearful and scared to being in love. And it never actually says, King Julian never says, I'm scared, and he never says, I'm in love. But you guys used all the clues. You looked at his facial expressions, you looked at the music, you looked at the setting, you noticed all the little details and the clues, and you came up with the inference of how he was feeling. You also activated your prior knowledge, right? You knew that the music represents, creepy music, or the music represents peacefulness and calm and love, right? And those are all skills for inferencing. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at some photos. We're going to look at some pictures, okay? There's about 8 pictures. You may only have space to do 4 of them on your paper, and that's fine. You're going to use some clues and make some inferencing of your own of what you think is happening in those pictures.
Should we cut them out?
You don't have to cut them out. You can just write on the corner.
Number 1.
Yeah, so in the column, there's an empty column here, and you can write picture number 1.
Okay. Hashtag 1.
Yeah, you could do a hashtag 1. That's fine. Okay. And actually, let's do the first one together. Picture number 1. So, What can you guess, or what clues do you see in this picture? What are you going to infer is happening in that picture? Let's have someone who hasn't raised their hand in a little while. Lulu, can you take a look at the picture and tell me what you think is happening in picture number 1?
They just graduated from college or high school.
Okay, so you think that 2 people, are they girls, or are they boys, or are they...
2 girls graduated from high school or college, and they're really excited.
Okay, that's an excellent inference. 2 girls graduated from high school or college, so you can put that in your inference column over here, the last column. Okay, you want to add the fact that they're very excited. How do you know that they graduated and they're excited about it? What clues can you see? Avery.
Well, like their eyes and their face and outfit like makes it look excited, and like their hat and like behind them it looks like it might be a school.
Okay, so let's in the first column, we can put they look excited because of their facial.
Also, their cheeks are red.
Yep, their cheeks are rosy. Their eyebrows are kind of pointed up. They're smiling. Julie, are you okay? You need help? All right, and so let's think about the other thing, about they're holding. What are they holding in their hands?
They're holding a book and a bouquet of flowers.
Okay.
And on their hat, like on their head, there's like a hat when you graduate from the college.
They have a graduation cap. They're holding a book and flowers, and there's what behind them? So you can. So your prior knowledge tells you that those are all things that relate to school and graduation, right?
So they have a hat that you get when you graduate.
Yep.
So you know that they're graduating.
Yep. And what else what are they holding?
Should I try number 2?
Yeah. When you're done, you can try number 2 on your own.
I only think I'll have room for like up to 3.
That's fine. If you have room for up to 3, that's okay. We'll stop at 3. We can finish the rest tomorrow. It's okay.
What is that she's holding?
Looks like a present.
That and
Yeah.
It's like that one's half open.
Yeah. Yeah, like she's unwrapping, right?
Oh, I think they like gave each other.
Yeah. And what might they be unwrapping the present for?
It's like Christmas.
Each other?
Would it be a birthday? Would 2 people have presents for?
It could be for a holiday or something like.
It could be Christmas.
Yeah, it could be Christmas or some type of holiday where they're exchanging presents, right? Because you know that they wouldn't, there wouldn't be 2 people giving presents to each other on one person's birthday, right? That wouldn't make sense. But you know that on a holiday, people exchange presents, right? Yeah.
So I don't like I don't know
Yep. So what do you know? Do you know that they won't be exchanging presents on one person's birthday, right?
It's like on holiday.
It must be a holiday because
Oh,
that's when you.
For prior knowledge, is it like on Christmas, you exchange gifts.
Yeah, Christmas or Hanukkah, you exchange gifts. And remember, the answer might not directly be in there, right? As long as you're able to tell me and support your answers with clues that are relevant to what you see, then you know that you're on the right track.
But I can infer it is Christmas.
Sure. Yep, and do the last one. We'll do one more, and then we'll do a quick recap of inferencing. Yeah. Okay. So look at this picture, right? What holiday do you think, or what do you think that they might be exchanging a gift for? Would it be a birthday?
No.
Why not?
Just presents.
Right. So normally two people don't exchange presents on a birthday. So when do two people normally exchange presents?
On like Christmas or holiday or something.
So they're exchanging gifts on a.
What, Miss Thomas? For this
One
one?
thing.
Yeah, and so how do you know? Because normally two people.
But that's all when I like two girls exchanging gifts for like.
For when? Is it a birthday?
Like a special occasion.
Sure, a special occasion. Yeah, that works. Awesome. Now do the third one. See what you can get from 23.
Miss Thomas.
What is that color right there?
What does that look like? Shovel. So what is he about to do?
Shovel snow.
Off of where? Yeah.
So that's for this.
For number 3. So you can come in here.
Shoveling snow off the roof.
So he's about to go shovel the snow off the ground, right?
I'm finished.
Finished? So what'd you get for number 3?
Here, boy shoveling snow.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing snow clothes with the shovel and snow around him, and then here we usually use a shovel to use for snow.
Awesome. And then you also know that he's all bundled up, right? So that's perfect. That's a great inference. And what can you tell if you're looking at number 3? It's not just that he's shoveling snow, but how is he feeling?
He's really cold and shit.
How do you know that he's cold?
He's wearing a scarf, a hat, gloves, and the snow.
wait,
I
Miss
don't know
Thomas,
if this is part of his like outfit, but right here it shows like a little wavy line on his arm.
Yeah. So that looks like it might be mittens, right?
Miss Thomas.
And so it's not just that he's shoveling snow, but it's really cold day, because if it wasn't a cold day, you wouldn't be all bundled up, right? And he's bundled up to the point where you can't even see his mouth. All you see.
Like his nose and all.
Yeah, exactly.
The clothes are covered in snowy. The person is shoveling snow gear and shoveling the snow in there, but my knowledge, you wear snow gear when it's snowing and very cold outside. Also, you use a shovel for snow, and then it is winter and snow and shovel.
And yeah, and also put here that it's very cold, right? All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up. If you were to summarize,
Is it okay that I haven't finished?
that's fine.
I did the first two.
That's okay. If you were to summarize what inferencing is and when do you use it in your daily life, what would you say to, or if you were going to teach someone in Ms. Didi's class, what inferencing is, what would you say to them? Hudson.
It's using the clues and the text, even though
the answer is not right there, you have to use your knowledge and make a logical answer about what you think it is.
Exactly. Troy?
I would have them like you can take guesses, estimate, write things down, see what you can figure out.
Exactly. And are you just taking a random wild guess?
No.
No. You're gonna make a logical guess
Like
based.
reading an excerpt from a book.
Exactly. And you're gonna use the clues in the book, right? And what you know about the subject to help you. Cooper?
It doesn't always have to be in like a book or movie. It could be like real life. Like if someone gets hurt, you can tell like if they like actually got hurt or if they're just like fine. If they're like if their face shows that they're sad or they're like crying, then you should like help them, and you can infer that they're like hurt.
Absolutely. Exactly. Inferencing isn't just a skill that, is a skill that you use in school for reading and for watching movies. It's for daily life. When you see someone else and you're analyzing from their face and their expression, how they're using their body language, what their face looks like, that's all practical examples of using inference skills. And I think what happens, a lot of kids get really stuck with inferencing questions, but a lot of times, if they use and activate their prior knowledge and use the clues, the answer is right there in the text, okay? So awesome job today, guys. You can pack things up, and we are going to go out for a break now.